Hello and welcome. Today we are doing a pick a card reading to see what money message Hecate has for you. If you are not familiar with Hecate, that's okay. You don't need to be for this reading. I have my Hecate statue here, but she is the Greek she's the goddess of the underworld, crossroads, magic, and more. I've been channeling Hecate for a little while now, and I've been working very closely with her as a guide in my own life. She has been a fantastic and powerful force for change, decisions, and new beginnings in my life, especially when it comes to leveling up and stepping into new realities and paradigms around money for myself. So she's been coming through a lot lately over this last week with messages for me, messages for the collective. So today we're doing this reading to see what message wants to come through for you from her around money. I did do a video with a channeled message from Hecate around the new collective and individual paradigm around money that's available for us at this time, especially in light of everything that's happening astrologically, in the human design energetics, with our 2027 shift coming up, also with all of the current energetics and physical manifestations and political movements in the US and around the world. So that video is up. It went up on my channel just the other day. So go check that out if you want to dive deeper into that. If that calls to you, I will link that video above here for you and in the description. But for today, for this video, this is a timeless reading. So anytime you find this video is exactly when you need to hear these messages. And as we dive into this reading together, remember to always only take what resonates with you from these readings and leave what doesn't, because you are the creator of your reality. If you are new here, then welcome. I'm so glad you found this video and this channel. My name is Taylor Eaton, and I am a wealth activator, a money mindset and manifestation expert, a channel, and the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck and the Way of the Wealthy Woman, both of which we will be using in each of the readings to channel guidance for you. So if you want more tools and resources for manifesting abundance into your life, be sure to check out my current November sale. For all of November, my deck, my journal, and all of my signature money programs and offers are all on the biggest sale that they get to all year. So go check that out. I'll leave the link in the description and pinned comment below. Now, let's run through each of the decks here and crystals so you can pick your reading. So today we have deck 1 with Pyrite, deck 2 with Azurite with Malachite, and deck 3 with Smoky Quartz. We will be incorporating multiple decks into each of the readings, and I will list all of the decks used in this reading in the description below. Now, you can absolutely watch more than one of the readings if more than one deck or crystal is calling to you. That just means that there's guidance for you in each of those readings. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to here. Take however long you need to tune into your inner guidance, your gut, your human design authority, your inner knowing, your higher self, your guides, whatever you like. But tune into that inner guidance and see which deck or crystal is calling to you, and then you can use the timestamps below in the description to jump to that reading, and I'll see you there. Hello, deck number 1. This is your reading to uncover what money message Hecate has for you around money. If you missed it, I posted a video that delves deeper into some of the messages that have been coming through from Hecate around what's going on in the world and what the paradigms around money. So that's in a different video. I will link that below in the description and pinned comment if you feel pulled to that, if you want to check it out. But that is not necessary for this reading today. Also, all of my programs and products are on sale for you throughout November. They are all designed to help you shift your reality around money and manifest more wealth. So I will put that link for you below as well. So let's dive right in. We're going to start shuffling, and we're going to see, we're going to leave this one very open today and just see what money message Hecate has for you. Ooh, the Martin and Foxglove Mischief. What kind of mischief, Hecate? Let's see. Wow, okay. We have the Eel and Iris Safety. Okay, what else do we have? Let's get one more card to start our reading with. We have the Salamander and Black Pepper, Inspiration. Okay. So Hecate has this message coming through right now. Whatever your situation around money is, wherever you feel like you are with money right now, is kind of an illusion. And this is a double-edged sword, like anything in life, right? But the message I'm getting from Hecate right now is anywhere where you feel unsafe around money, anywhere that you feel like you don't have enough, or that there's lack, or that there's a threat to your financial stability or anything like that, whether this is coming, kind of like externally or internally, it's all an illusion, right? With this Mischief card, it's like, it's all an illusion. It's all, in a way, happening for your highest good. Now, this isn't to say that things that happen outside of you are unjust or that do threaten your financial stability aren't very real, but that they're deserved. That's not what this message is at all. Is that everything has a kind of illusory nature to it. And Hecate's really showing us, because she's the goddess of night, of the underworld, right? She has her torches, right? There on my statue here, her torches to illuminate the way. She helps us see a lot of the time where the wool's being pulled over our eyes, where we are being deceived either by external things or our own internal perceptions. And everything that exists isn't always how we perceive it, right? And so anything that seems like it's posing a risk to your financial well-being, to your money, to your career, to even your stability that your current money affords you, or any perceived financial instability that you have right now, all of that is about to fall away, right? I'm getting that there's some mischief afoot. And when I say mischief, it's not like trickery. It's mischief. It almost has a kind of almost childlike quality to it, with the energy that's coming through with these cards, with this Martin and Foxglove card. There's this mischief that has been around. This energy of mischief could be coming from a person, from an entity, could be from a situation, could be from your own mind, right? But there's something that's been kind of like playing some tricks in order to help you see where the illusions are that are ready to fall away. Meaning, where are the things that you've believed are so true, but especially around your finances, your money, right? Your career, the things you've created stories around that you are convinced are fact and not just a perception or a point of view. And that's starting to kind of fall away, right? Like the mischief is almost happening to help you see and start to realize where you've maybe bought into stories that you've told yourself around money, stories that you've adopted from the external world, from your conditioning, from your parents, from the people around you, from our society, right? Like all those old beliefs and paradigms around money that you hold that make you feel scarce, scared, unsafe, disempowered, they're ready to fall away. The mischief that's playing out right now in your life, in your mind, in the world around you, is all to help you start to kind of almost look around and say, this is so absurd that it's almost like it's waking you up to a deeper truth, to a different option, to a different reality that you can choose, to a different paradigm, to a different perspective, to a different point of view. So right now I'm seeing and just getting from Hecate, she's just saying, I just see her standing there with her torches. Like this is really, and she doesn't always come to me with torches. Sometimes she has a bonfire in front of her. That's often work that I do with her personally to transmute things. But I am getting this guidance from her that it's like she has her torches and she just keeps saying like, you're going to see the way. You're going to see the way. You're going to see the way forward toward what you desire, toward the things, the inspiration, towards those new ideas. Like I see a whole new road opening up for you. Like I see Hecate coming through right now to show you that all of the doubts, the fears, the limiting beliefs, the societal conditionings, the stories, external and internal, they're getting ready to fall away for you. Like the veil is going to be lifted is what I'm getting. And you're going to see how there isn't just this one path that you've been stuck on. I just saw 555, which is fantastic confirmation. You're going to see that there isn't just this one path that you feel like you've been stuck on because it's the only path forward with money, with how to make money, with how, like I have to make money by doing X, Y, and Z, right? Like all of that's starting to fall away. The illusions are starting to fall away. And so any uncertainty, any seemingly mischief right now, any illusions, like they're almost approach it with a playful nature, she's saying, because they're revealing something to you. They're all happening to just wake you up, right? And just there's this, I see, she's showing me like this new path you're going to be able to step onto that's full of inspiration, new ideas. Like right now you might be feeling like you are either in a rut with money, you're trapped around it, that there's something that poses a risk to your safety, your financial well-being, your personal well-being, and the way finances support you is something that can interrupt your financial stream, or just like this limitation of finances in some way, some level of lack or scarcity, or just not seeing a way forward toward what you want around money. But there's very soon, I see, like as you just start to lean more into embracing the kind of mischief and trickery and the absurdness of whatever's going on in your mind or around you or outside of you, and you just can almost laugh at it, it's going to help you see where there's illusions that you can drop, right? Where you start to see the illusions you're holding, the illusions of perspective and stories that you're telling, and you can let them go and pick up a more empowering story, a more empowered energy around money, and that's going to open up this whole flood of ideas, this whole flood of inspiration, this whole flood of new ways that you can see money coming to you. I keep hearing, like, no matter how stuck you may think you are right now or feel you are right now on whatever level or for whatever reason around money or career, in a very short time, I'm getting like in a month or two, you are going to laugh at how stuck you felt now. Not in a mean way, but in a loving way toward yourself. You're going to laugh. You're going to be like, I can't believe I thought I was stuck when I was so free. And now I can see from this new perspective, from this new path that I've stepped onto, that there is so much possibility for me here. And I have so much power exactly where I am right now. Power in the way that I view my money, power in the way that I view what's happening around me, power in my own self, power in my soul, right? That I can always tap into. So that's very exciting. So it's just kind of encouraging, like wherever you might feel a little stuck, a little stagnant, a little maybe even scared or scarce around money or anything related to that, or even like the safety that your current money brings you, or the money that the safety you desire to have through money. If you feel stuck or scarce or scared around any of that, that's all shifting very, very soon for you. And you're like reaching a new level of freedom is what I'm getting. And all you have to do is just lean into like almost looking at how can I laugh at the mischief? How can I almost see things for how absurd they are, even if it's those stories you tell yourself? How can you start to see how absurd some of the stories around money are that you tell yourself? The absurdity of other people, the absurdity of world events. How can you laugh at that? Not because it doesn't matter, not because those things aren't true or real or have an impact on you, but because you get to choose your perspective on them, right? That's really what Hecate is like. That's what I want you to understand and know. And that's going to help you shift so much. We're going to grab from Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. This is the deck I authored. Okay, so this is the Catalyst card. This card is all about hidden gifts coming to the surface, new gifts awakening within you. Right now you're moving through, I'm seeing like a kind of period of darkness. It doesn't have to feel heavy. For most of you, it feels kind of heavy right now, is what I'm getting. For some of you, it's just kind of a void state where you're like, I don't really know what my next aligned action is, my next right step is with money or career. For some of you, it's just kind of a lull or a plateau, right? But again, there's this energy of stagnation that I'm seeing, but it's all, again, it's happening for you. Even the perception of any stagnation, plateau, stuckness, heaviness, it's all just, I'm getting you're in the cosmic womb in a way. Like you're being reborn. Gifts of yours are kind of coming up from this fertile ground of feeling a little lost or a little in the dark, right? Like it's in the darkness that seeds grow. It's in the darkness of the ground, in the womb of the earth, that seeds take root and sprout upwards. And it's like I'm just seeing that you are this seed right now and you're in this darkness. And of course it feels dark, but it's not actually dark. It's fertile ground for an even greater version of yourself to come forward, for an even more wealthy, more abundant, more just powerful version of yourself to come through. I see that you have new gifts emerging, and that sometimes it can feel like we're moving backwards when we have new things emerging in our lives. But really, Hecate's telling me, like, again, she's shining her torch on it. She's shining this light on it of like, and she's again the goddess of night, the goddess of the darkness, goddess of the underworld, right? She's sharing with me that this darkness is an incubator for you, for something greater for you, for a greater version of yourself, for greater gifts of yours to come forward, all of which is going to help you step into more abundance, more empowerment around money, more financial acumen, more money mastery in terms of manifestation and management. So you have some new gifts emerging, like from wherever you are. It's happening for you. It might not feel good. It might not be fun. It might be unfair in some ways. You might feel lost. You might feel just frustrated, kind of stuck, kind of bored. It's happening for you to give space and motivation for these new gifts to come forward, these new insights, new ideas, right? So it's all happening for you. Is what she just really keeps saying. She's like, just because it's dark doesn't mean it's bad. This is the thing too with Hecate, is people often see her as this evil goddess, you know, people who haven't delved into her mythos or anything like that. And she is not evil. And just because she's in the underworld, just because she's the goddess of night and darkness, crossroads, it doesn't mean that she's evil. She sees the power and the abundance and the beauty in the dark, in the depths of the blackness, in the depths of night, right? I saw 222 for you on my phone. Yeah, this is some nice confirmation. And we have abundant assembly. So I'm getting that as you start to embrace the mischief, embrace the darkness, embrace the void state, embrace the stagnation, and you start to have these illusions fall away, you're going to start to have more gifts come through that are going to bring more abundance to you. And she's saying when that happens, then that's the time to start reaching out to others. You can also start reaching out to others now, but building community, connecting with people who understand you, understand your gifts, understand this new paradigm that you're stepping into, people who are supportive of it, people who are supportive of your personal growth, people who are supportive of you looking at money a different way. That's a rare thing in our society because we're so conditioned to look at money in the toxic, like wounded masculine energy instead of a balance of both divine and feminine and masculine energies, right? And so this is a time for assembly. This is a time for assembling with others who understand that balance and who are moving toward it themselves. This is a lot of what we talked about in that previous video I did about the channeled message from Hecate, so you might want to check that out if this is resonating, if you've been feeling called toward that community aspect, right? And if you're looking for community, I can highly recommend the Wealth Vibe membership, which is my low-cost monthly membership. I created it as a space for like-minded individuals who are having a healthy relationship with money to come together there. So you are welcome to come join us there. There's some really awesome bonuses, really powerful bonuses when you enroll in either the monthly or annual options for our November sale here. So that link goes below for you in the November sale. But this is really such a powerful time for you to, like, the way you're going to use these gifts is going to be through coming together with others. Like, your gifts that are coming forward are going to help you shift into a wealthier reality, a wealthier mentality, a wealthier paradigm with money, because they're going to be gifts that serve your community, that serve the collective, gifts that make a big difference in other people's lives. And you're going to start to leverage that way when you come together with other like-minded people. And they're going to value your gifts. They're going to want to compensate you for them. You're going to be so safe. You're going to be so inspired. You're going to be so provided for. And it's constant just love and community and this impouring of abundance as well. And so, wow, this is becoming, from the darkness, the light arises, right? Is what I'm getting. Like, from this darker or just more stagnant place, or just wherever you feel a little bit stuck or sticky around money right now, it's like, that is actually the impetus for so much change for you, for such a shift of your perspective, your internal paradigms and beliefs. It's a shift into more gifts awakening soon, and those gifts are going to help the collective, and you're going to be so wildly well compensated for them when you own those gifts and see the true value in them. We have candled quartz and bleeding heart. Show yourself vulnerability, self-worth, feminine healing. What was I just saying about the masculine and feminine energies around money? Again, in that video I did around Hecate that I've linked below for you. Really, Hecate is saying you don't need to necessarily learn any more skills unless you feel drawn to, right? But there's nothing more you need to become in order to step into this new paradigm. It's just about anchoring deeper into your self-worth and into your feminine energies around money. But especially, I love that this came up because something I talk about so often and that I've talked about for 6+ years in this line of work is that in order to have more of that healthy balance between masculine and feminine energies in a healthy way with money, which is what we need to manifest anything into our life, including abundance, in order for us to individually and then collectively shift the paradigm around that, you have to be willing to see your own worth. Like, and this is, again, I see you seeing as your new gifts kind of emerge, the worth of them, the value of them, and the worth you hold, not just because you have these gifts, but just because you exist, period. And so Hecate is just shining a light on that as well and saying, when in doubt, lean into the value of your soul, lean into the value of who you are, lean into the value of your spirit, lean into that inexplicable, immeasurable depth of your being, right? Mind, body, and soul. Like, you are unique. You are a walking miracle. There's never been someone like you. There will never be anyone else like you. Lean into that sense of self-worth, and that's naturally going to heal a lot of that feminine energy, especially around money, because often we see money as a measure of our self-worth. It tells us how hard we work, or how, if we worked enough, or how good we are, or how skilled we are, and it's so backwards. That's the toxic, like, wounded masculine talking. Your money comes as a byproduct of you knowing your self-worth. And of the feminine, the divine feminine knows one's self-worth, right? The divine feminine knows that they're worthy. The divine feminine part of you knows that you are worthy of everything you desire, because you are so invaluable, because you are a miracle, because you are an extension of the divine, because you are you, because you're here, because you exist. The end. You are so worthy. So let yourself look at anything that tells you you're not, and reclaim that worthiness, that self-worth. And in that healing, you're in that feminine energy, then your actions become more aligned. They become the divine masculine energy, and you attract and receive and create all the wealth you desire. Citrine and dandelion, make a wish, clearing comparison, surrender to magic. Amazing. Citrine is such a powerful stone for abundance, so I love to see that here too. I also love seeing dandelion. It is kind of the antithesis, right, of the night. It's something that signals more of the sun. It's associated with the sun as well. And there's just so much of this duality of things, right? And this clearing comparison, again, comparison to others that comes from our wounded energies, that comes right from this. And I love that it came out here with our abundant assembly card. But there is so much, when you heal your worth, you'll stop comparing yourself to others. And comparison is not only the thief of joy, it's also the thief of abundance. Because when we compare ourselves to others, we pull ourselves out of our power, out of our worth, out of our feminine enoughness and openness to receive. And we become very closed off to others, to community, to collaboration, but also to just receiving. And so this naturally I see resolving for you. Any levels of comparison, whether you're comparing yourself to others or the future version of you where you think you should be by now, right? But then you get to surrender to the magic of, especially of community, of connections, right? So that's beautiful. I'm going to flip through the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal here. This is a guided journal, which also has meditations, affirmations, all sorts of things that I've included when I wrote it. And I like to use it like an oracle deck in its own right, where I flip through to a random page and see what guidance is coming through. So let's do that for you now here. I'm going to grab all the pages and I'm going to close my eyes and see what other guidance Hecate has for you today around money. Prosperity in all forms is just waiting for you to claim it. So, ooh, that's amazing. Also, I'm looking at this other journal prompt. This is so perfect. Oh my gosh, can I imagine a situation in the future where I may look back at this moment with gratitude for what it catapulted me towards? What does that future situation look like? Oh my gosh, that is so perfect. That is so perfect for what we've been talking about here. So that's a great journaling prompt that you are welcome to take and run with after this video, or you can pause here and journal on it. But really, this is asking you exactly what we said at the beginning. And I'm just getting kind of towards the end of our reading here. We'll probably pull one more card and then we'll wrap up. But it's bringing us back full circle. It's saying all this self-worth, all of your new gifts, all this connection with others and magical like contributions and reciprocity and abundance from the people around you in the world. All of that comes when you just come back to dropping this illusion that where you are right now is bad in any way, or isn't what you want in any way, and instead look at it like, what if exactly what's happening now, even if it doesn't feel good in the moment, what if it's moving me toward what I actually want, or something even better? What if, right? So can I imagine a situation in the future where I may look back at this moment with gratitude for what it catapulted me towards? What does that future situation look like? So journal on that, reflect on that. That is so perfect. I didn't even see that word, but also prosperity in all forms is available to you. So that's also a great confirmation from the book there. Let's grab, I'm gonna grab an affirmation to send you on your way with, but I think we have a pretty clear picture and set of instructions from Hecate here for you. Really just making peace with exactly where you are and being okay with it. And doesn't mean you have to want it and that you can't want more. It just means see the illusion that it's only one way. It's actually a container for many, many things is what I'm getting. It's the present moment for you, wherever you currently are. My capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. Wow. Again, this is so perfect. Anywhere where you're feeling lost, anywhere where you're feeling powerless, anywhere where you're feeling angry, where you're feeling stuck, where you're feeling like your finances aren't where you want them to be, or they're being threatened in some way, or they might be in the future, or something's posing a risk to your financial and well-being stability. It's like all you have to do is tune into the energy of love. Love for yourself is what I'm getting here, right? Yes, there can be love for others, love for your community, but love for yourself, because when you tune into the love of loving who you are, of your soul, of the depth of yourself, of your power, of your skills, of all of that, like of your self-worth, when you love yourself, when you become so deeply enamored and obsessed with who you are at a soul level, you will have the words that you need to speak when you're ready to speak. You will have the compassion you need when you need to forgive. You will most importantly have the power you need when you're lost. That's what is going to bring you through out of wherever you feel stuck or scarce right now around money. So this is really, really beautiful. Tune into the energy of love. Again, kind of almost loving the mischief, the illusions, loving where you are right now, having gratitude, even if it isn't what you want. How can you have that gratitude of what could this be moving you toward? Love for where you are right now and where it's leading you. And that opens up so many doors for you, because otherwise if we only look at where we are and what we think we're making it mean about us and how we're projecting it into the future, we close all the doors and we disempower ourselves around money and around everything else. So Hecate is saying you're in the dark for a reason, and the dark is not a bad place to be. It's a place where all doors, all possibilities exist. And it's a place where you get to find yourself and depths of your power, your compassion, your words, your love, your skills, your self-worth, your gifts, more than ever before. Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness, deck one, this was amazing. I love this. This was powerful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated. Thank you so much to those of you who comment on these videos. Your comments truly mean so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to this channel for future card readings and other tools like subliminals and videos for abundance. If you want more tools for manifesting money, be sure to check out my November sale. That's happening all month long through the end of November. My signature offers around money are all on sale. This includes my Wealthy Woman deck and journal, which we channeled from, my private and group mentorship. That's on a ridiculous sale. So if you want to work with me on a very high level for high level success coaching, check that out. My most popular human design programs are on sale, and I've even got some exclusive goodies for those of you who enroll in the Wealth Vibe membership by the end of the month. If you enroll as an annual member specifically, you will get a brand new powerful money manifesting program for free from me. It's called Opening the Money Channel. I'm giving you my personal process for how I open up to receive more abundance, as well as more inspiration and aligned actions for money, more guidance around making money, all of that. It's going to be so powerful, and I can't wait to share it with you for those of you who are annual members in the Wealth Vibe by the end of this month. This level of sale only happens twice a year in my business, so don't miss it. Click the link in the description and pinned comment to shop all the sales I've got for you during my November sale to support your expansion into more abundance. So with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Hello, deck number 2. This is your reading to uncover what money message Hecate has for you around money. If you missed it, I posted a video that delves deeper into some of the messages that have been coming through from Hecate around what's going on in the world and with the paradigms around money and how those are shifting right now in another video. So I will link that video below in the description and pinned comment if you are feeling called to check that out, but it's not necessary for today's reading, just a chance to go deeper if you like. Also, all of my programs and products are on sale for you throughout November. They are all designed to help you shift your reality around money and manifest more wealth, so I will link that below for you as well. We're going to dive right in and start shuffling. Let's see what message Hecate has for you around money. We have fertility with watermelon. Okay, let's see. Always a good sign, I feel. Let's see what else Hecate might have for us for deck 2 around money. We have communication, peas. And we have affection with sorrel. A lot of 2s coming up. 2, 29, 12. So the message I'm getting from Hecate right now is that right now is really, really fertile ground for you to call in more money. Mostly I'm getting by asking for what you want, by communicating better with others. This is, I feel like there could even be, she's showing me like some recent disagreements with others, some recent feeling at odds with other people, with the world, with society. There could be some feeling at odds with people in your workplace, something like that, anything around money. But even though things might feel a little tense or feel like there were maybe miscommunications or any kind of error in communication or any sort of things that were said that may have, in a way, feel like damaged your ability to make money or done something to set you back in your career or anything like that, like, or any just misunderstandings around money, right? This is actually creating a really great space for deeper communication, for deeper understanding, for deeper healing, for deeper communicating. But I'm also getting that it's not necessarily, the message I'm getting from Hecate isn't necessarily like you need to go make amends with people or you need to go heal things with people. I'm getting it's more like you need to actually ask for what you want, or what you make what you want be known. That's what I'm getting. And I'm getting that there's actually a lot more people sympathetic to you, to your cause, to your desires, who are ready to help you, who support you in it than you realize, is what she's showing me. But like whatever's happened recently in your life, around you, in your career, in your relationships, all of that it's creating really fertile ground. I'm getting, there was just kind of like a little bit of crap, right? Like maybe just something not great that somebody said to you at work, something around money, like a disagreement with a spouse maybe, or a partner around money. There could have been just something that someone said that makes, or something that happened outside of you that makes you feel like your ability to make money, or at least in the way you want to, or at the level you want to, has been, kind of compromised or blocked in a way. And whatever it is, it's kind of some manure, right? That is actually creating a really fertile ground for more prosperous communication that's going to lead to what you want. But the first step I'm getting is for you to ask for what you want. And again, there's going to be a lot more people who actually support you in that than you think there will be, is what I'm getting. So this could even be like asking for a raise. You might think your boss is at odds, but they or someone higher than them might be very much in support of that. There could be some sort of like conflict with, your, maybe misunderstanding or disagreement with a partner about the finances you share or something like that. And it's actually creating space for you to sit with what's happened and sit with the conflict and understand more of what you truly want and what the other person wants, and then be able to communicate what you want for the situation, right? I'm also getting some really beautiful guidance from Hecate of whatever conflict resolution needs to happen around money for you right now, or whatever you're just not communicating clearly that you want, that you're not owning that you want or sharing that you want, like that raise or to buy that new car or to whatever it is concerning money or career. She's showing me that this is really a chance for you to, and it's important for you to like zoom out and look at, okay, what do I and this other person or this other group of people or entity want that's in common? What's the lowest common denominator, right? Like she's like, what is the common ground? Sometimes what we want seems diametrically opposed to what the people around us seem to want. But when you zoom out far enough, eventually we all want the same thing. So Hecate is saying, find the common ground, find the thing that zoom out far enough until you realize what you both want and work toward that, and then go deeper and deeper from there. And then what you want gets to materialize is what I'm getting. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see what else we have. We have soul wealth. I get that the desires that you have, the things you want to do with your money, things you want to buy, the level of abundance you desire, the income, the pay raise, whatever it is around money, it's written on your soul. Like, I get that you're destined for it. It wasn't placed there by accident. It wasn't placed on your heart by accident. It's there because you're meant to have it. So that's very encouraging. And I'm getting, don't doubt yourself, don't doubt your desires, don't doubt the validity of them, don't doubt that you are worthy of wanting them and having them. Don't doubt that, like, don't find it selfish, right? Like, it's not selfish to want the things we want. It's selfish to only ever look at what we want and never zoom out to look at how can it fit in a way that benefits others. But most of the time, if you're just truly following what you truly desire and not what you think you should want, or what you're searching for out of scarcity or fear, when you're truly choosing from love and from soul alignment, like, what you want benefits others as well, because you having what you want probably makes you a more empowered person, makes you a more confident person, a more resourced person, right? Like, which makes you maybe more patient, maybe calmer, maybe more understanding, maybe happier, right? So allowing yourself to want what you want without guilt or shame is so important. And I'm just getting that. It's just like a validation of, like, what you want is for the highest good, and it's okay to want what you want. Deck 2. I have Eon of Excess, which is so exciting. I'm getting the more that you own that what you want, and you get to communicate what you want, people will back you up and help you manifest this kind of like Eon of Excess, like help you manifest a whole new level of wealth into your life. And just a season of overflow. I get that, like, again, there's all this fertility for more abundance to take place, to take root in your life, to bloom in your life, to bear fruit in your life. So again, just the more you communicate what you want from a place of knowing that your desires are for the highest good of all, and you have the intention for your desires to manifest in a way that's for the highest good of all, like, as long as you're doing that, people will rally behind you to help you manifest this Eon of Excess, because they'll see how you benefiting from these manifestations will benefit them in return, right? And so when you win, everybody wins, is what I'm getting. And the more you know that and you show up like that with this energy of, I want us all to win, I want to win, I want all of us to win, then the more people rally behind you. So I'm getting, like, the image of a lot of you, if you're in an office job or you work for a company, you're employed somewhere, I'm getting that, like, when you want some sort of change at work or some sort of promotion or raise, then it's like, as long as you ask for it or manifest it from a place of, I want this for the highest good of myself and for everyone else involved, and that's truly your intent with it, then people will miraculously, like, come behind you to support you, to give you what you want, to bring that to you. I see like your office or your coworkers, like, rallying behind you and all cheering you on and all saying, yeah, we want them to be our manager to get this promotion, or like, or, you know, upper management rallying behind you or supporting you more than you think they will, and just helping you step into more abundance, right? And that's just for some of you, clearly, right? But that's a very specific image I'm being given here. Let's pull some more cards for you. But yeah, there's a lot of abundance available to you, and it's really like, Hecate's just like, stop messing around and actually ask for what you want. I guess those are our cards right there. Just flew right out. So yeah, that's, wow. Okay. So we have Diamond Heartseed Crystal, Golden Age Wisdom, DNA Activation, Lemuria, Priestess Awakening. And then we have the Empress Tree, Catalyst for Change, Clarity, Freedom, Unbinding. Yeah, these are, again, just confirmation. I'm just getting this very clear message now from Hecate. She's just saying, like, wake up, stand in your power, ask for what you want. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Yeah, I'm getting that, like, again, when we have Lemuria and DNA activation, like, I'm getting so much of, like, your desires have been with you for a reason in this lifetime, right? Like, from even past lives. Like, you're meant to walk out these desires in this lifetime. You're meant to have that level of abundance, that success, that career, as long as it's coming from that truly soul-aligned place. You're destined for it. You're meant for it. It's part of your soul's journey in this lifetime. Even if that seems funny because you're like, really, me having this little managerial position or this promotion or this income level is like for my soul's journey? Yes, it's all part of the journey, right? But you're meant to have that in this lifetime. And the way you're going to get it is by just awakening almost that priestess within you, that part of you that can see the greater vision and see how what I want serves me and it serves everyone around me. And when you can connect those dots and remind yourself of that on a conscious level, you become quite the catalyst for change. And again, people will rally behind you to support you in those desires because you can see very clearly how much freer everyone will be, yourself included, when you have more abundance. Right? You'll become unbound by all of the conditioned guilt and shame that we have around money and all that sort of stuff. So Hecate is really, really driving home this, like, this unbinding, right? Like, there's nothing, you're in the perfect spot is what she's telling me. You're exactly where you need to be. And now it's just a choice that you get to make of, do I stay bound by the old beliefs or the old patterns of feeling maybe guilty for what I want, or doubting whether I can have it, or doubting whether it's for the highest good of all, or whether it's selfish or not? Or do I unbind myself? Do I step into being more of that almost like Empress, right? When we talk about tarot, Empress or High Priestess energy of that intuitive knowing, that knowing of your worth, that ability to hold your worth and see it, and knowing that you're deserving of all that you desire, and that when you have what you want, it serves everybody around you. So which path do you choose, right? Because Hecate is the goddess of crossroads, and she so often helps us when we have these big decisions. And I just see that you have an opportunity to play small, or an opportunity to reclaim your voice, your power, awaken the priestess, the empress within you, and ask for what you want, and do it in such a soul-aligned, powerful way, with such an energy that's going to lead yourself and others to so much more abundance and well-being. And that's really, really beautiful. Yeah, there's a lot of power within you that's awakening is what I'm seeing. A lot of power within you that's trying to awaken right now. And I'm just getting, you just need to say yes to it. You just need to actually consciously give it your conscious yes. That sacred agreement with yourself to let your power rise up, right? Yeah, this is I see this as being a really pivotal point in your life. Even if what you're currently desiring seems small, it's not. I keep getting that for you. It's not small. I saw 1212 on my phone. We also have 12 here. 12 is also very important. 1212 is my birthday as well. So I'm seeing just like, and again, like, okay, so I'm getting that message of like, you're born for this, right? Even this small thing, it's just another part of the puzzle, but it's a whole part of your journey and what you're fated to do here. This is almost like a kind of, if you're a Doctor Who fan, like a fixed point in time, right, or in history, if Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, it's a canon event, right? Like what you want, where you are right now, and whatever maybe opposition or misunderstandings you're facing, they're again happening to create this soil, like this fertile soil for you to grow from and to create this eon of excess from. But also, they kind of had to happen to give you that sharp clarity of what you desire. So all of a sudden, I just saw 333 on my phone. There's so much confirmation for you. Everything that's been happening, especially over the last 3 months, is happening like to direct you to where you are really meant to go, and to really almost kind of give you no other choice but to allow that deeper, more powerful, like priestess awakening, like deep, sacred feminine energy to awaken, right? Like that's everything's happening to try to get your full power to awaken is what I'm getting. And when you do that, you become so much more free, a catalyst for change, step into your eon of excess. It's like, that's the whole key. So for you, I'm going to flip through, we're going to channel some wisdom from my Way of the Wealthy Woman journal here in a second. But I'm just getting, Hecate is really just like everything in a way, so much kind of crap, right? Like manure, like literal poo had to happen in your life, metaphorical, I should say, had to happen in your life to create more of this fertile ground, to create this agent, this catalyst for change, to kind of push you into changing and not staying complacent with where you are, and to make you see how much more raw, untapped power and divine, sacred, feminine energy you hold within you, and allow that to come to the forefront and take the lead in your career, in your business, in your job, in your finances, in your discussions around money, and for you to really show up as that version. So this is like the homework from this point, right, is like show up as that fully awakened, fully empowered feminine energy that you hold. Like wake that up within you and ask for what you want with that energy. And you're going to hear so many more yeses than you think you will. So 1515. So we have a lot of nice repeating numbers for you. All right, we're going to channel some wisdom here from The Way of the Wealthy Woman. This is my journal that is also filled with many chapters, meditations, mantras, all sorts of things in here to activate and amplify abundance. I like to use it like an oracle deck where we just flip to a random page and see what wisdom comes through for you. So let's see what it is here. I'm going to grab all the pages and then close my eyes. And let's just flip to a random page. Ooh, we have, when you accept abundance without question, the joy you feel is echoed in the pleasure of the person who gave it to you. Oh my gosh, how perfect. What was I just saying about like, people are going to rally behind you to give you what you want. What you want is not selfish. It's for the highest good of all. It's like everyone benefits. This is the goddess card in my Wealthy Woman deck, but it's the whole energy. This is like in receiving, you're giving. It's this continual cycle. It's like this card is all about not feeling shame for when we receive. That's also exactly what we've been working on in the Wealth Vibe membership with our current challenge. So if you want to come join us in there for the rest of our receiving mode challenge, you can absolutely do that. It's part of the November sale. You get bonuses when you join the Wealth Vibe membership, and they're pretty cool for this month. So that's at the November sale. You can check that out. But the Wealth Vibe membership, this is really what we've been working on. But it's what Hecate is encouraging you to really step into, is anywhere where you have feel any shred of unworthiness, any of those darker parts of yourself, right? Any of those darker parts of yourself that need to be illuminated and come to light, where you're still holding a little bit of not willingness to receive because you don't think you're worthy, right? On your soul level, you don't think you're worthy of receiving. You don't think you are, you think when someone gives to you, they have less, or when they support you, they have less, or they're giving something up for you. What if when someone gives to you, whether it's a compliment or a gift or money or a pay raise or a job opportunity, what if in giving you, that person's receiving something, like they're receiving the joy of giving to you, or they're receiving an amazing employee, or they're receiving some other sort of benefit that you're not even aware of just by giving to you and you graciously receiving it. But if you're to deflect it, if you're to say no, if you're not allowing yourself to even ask for what you want so that people can give to you and then in turn receive themselves, you're robbing not just yourself of what you desire, but you're robbing other people of receiving the pleasure of giving to you. So Hecate is really saying, wake up. A lot of what I'm getting is just wake up is what I keep getting. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up to your power. Wake up to how much people love to give to you. Wake up and release the shame or any of the past that makes you feel like you shouldn't be receiving, right? Any of that. Release those things. Those things get to be fertilizer now to create really fertile ground for what you desire. But they should never be used to keep you from what you desire, right? So let's see what else we have. I want to get at least one more card for you to send you on your way with. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Wow, it just started raining like crazy here. I don't know if my mic's picking up, but it just started pouring as soon as I said that. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Hecate is saying, come back to the truth of who you are, right? Especially the soul wealth card keeps really calling to me with this. Come back to the truth of your soul. The truth is you are an extension of the divine. You are a walking miracle. There has never been and there never will be another one of you. You are so incredibly valuable, worthy, powerful, because you are the universe. So come back home to yourself. In doing that, you come back home to the love of the universe. Come back home to the truth of everything I want. I am the universe in motion. I'm an extension of the universe. So everything I want that's placed on my heart, as long as I hold it for being for the highest good of all, for the rest of the universe that I'm a part of, then it's meant to be. And it is mine and nothing can keep me from it. Right? And when you're at peace with what you desire, at peace with your desires, at peace with knowing that you are meant for them and they can't miss you, then they come, right? And we move into the law of assumption there of you get to live from the end state. You get to live as though what you want has already come to fruition. That's really exciting. So yeah, this is really, I'm getting that you're just really well poised, deck 2. For a lot of abundance, you're really well poised for a lot of wealth, for a whole overflow, for eon of excess. And there's more people willing to support you than you realize there are. There's a lot more easy yeses on your way to what you want in terms of money or success or abundance. It's really for you about coming back to your power, awakening that power energy within you, with that priestess energy, that empress energy, whichever resonates with you, and truly activating it and asking for what you want from that place. And knowing that as long as you're asking for what you desire for the highest good of all, yourself included in that, knowing that when you benefit, naturally others around you benefit. As long as you're coming at it from that angle, like, the universe will absolutely conspire to bring you what you want, right? So I see that what you desire is very easily attained from where you are, as long as you just reconnect back with your power and use that power to fuel the way you ask for, communicate what it is that you want with the universe, with the people around you. It's going to come way easier and quicker than you think it is. That's really beautiful. So it's kind of like Hecate saying, like, go for it. Get your energy right. Connect with your power. Get your mindset right. And then go for it. And you can't miss. You can't lose. It's going to happen easier than you think it will, or in a way that surprises you, but turns out even better and easier than you thought it would. That's very exciting. All right, deck 2. This was very fun reading. Sounds like there's some cool, powerful blessings available to you, and manifestations of abundance available to you if you're willing to step up and ask for them in an empowered, soul-aligned way. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated. Thank you so much to those of you who comment on these videos. Your comments mean so much to me. Now, you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings, subliminals, and other videos and tools for abundance. If you want more tools for manifesting money at your fingertips, be sure to check out my whole November sale, because all month long my signature offers around money are on sale. This includes my Wealthy Woman deck and journal that we channeled from. It includes my private and group mentorship. So this is the highest level to work with me, a high-level success mentorship. It will probably never be this low of a price again, so definitely go check that out if that calls to you. My most popular human design programs are on sale, and I've even got some exclusive goodies for those of you who enroll in the Wealth Vibe membership by the end of the month, like a brand new powerful money manifesting program for free called Opening the Money Channel when you enroll as an annual member, which I'm so excited about that freebie. So definitely make sure you enroll by the end of the month as an annual member in the Wealth Vibe if you want to get that access to that program for free. This level of sale only happens twice a year in my business, so don't miss it. So go click the link in the description and pin comment to shop all the sales I've got for you in November. And with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 3. This is your reading to uncover what money message Hecate has for you around money. If you missed it, I posted a video that delves deeper into some of the messages that have been coming through from Hecate around what's going on in the world and with the paradigms around money that are happening in our reality in another video. So I will link that video below in the description and in the pinned comment if you want to check that out. You don't have to in order to delve into this reading, but it's just there if that calls to you and if you are wanting to dive deeper into that sort of stuff right now. Also, I want to make a quick note that all of my programs and products are on sale for you throughout November. They are all designed to help you shift your reality with money and manifest more wealth. So I will put the link for the November sale below for you in the description pinned comment as well. Now let's move your crystal out of the way and start shuffling. We're going to dive right in and see what message Hecate has for deck 3 around money. I'm going to leave it broad and open, see what she has to say. The Masquerade, hiding your true self. Projection, interesting. What else do we have for deck 3, Hecate? I want at least 2 more cards, please. We have the King, control, reversal of fortune. Interesting. And we have the Puppeteer, explanations, apologies. Wow, okay. So the interesting thing here is, and I'm so glad that this card came out first in the middle here, and then we have the other two and not some other way around, because I am getting that right now where you are in your life with money, with your career, with success, with anything related to those things, I'm seeing that you've been hiding part of yourself, right? And maybe this has been happening consciously. Often when people do this, they're normally not aware that they're hiding parts of themselves. Sometimes we are. But oftentimes there's these little ways that we hide parts of ourselves, especially because we think, oh, I can't do that, like what I want to do and make money, or I can't do it this way and be successful, or people won't like that, or that's too weird, or I'm not good enough in this way, so I have to do it this other way, right? Like we often feel like we have to hide parts of ourselves, or we can't be true to ourselves, and we wear that kind of mask in a way. We try to fit a mold, fit ourselves into boxes in order to make money, and those paradigms are falling away so quickly in our reality. And that's a little bit of what I talked about to a degree with the other video that I have linked below for you about the message that came through from Hecate for the kind of collective. But really, like we're moving into a time where not only, like I said in the video, we're being asked and invited to balance our masculine and feminine energies so that they could both be in the kind of the sacred divine form of them rather than the wounded forms that we currently see them in, especially around money. But what's coming through here for you from Hecate is she's saying also you're entering in a time in your life and also just in our collective, in our society, where doing things that are inauthentic to yourself just because you think that's the way you have to do them to be successful or make money or achieve whatever you want to achieve, that is starting to crack. That's starting to fall away. The mask is coming off, right? We're seeing money start to shift in a way where the more authentic you are to yourself, the more that you understand your soul gifts and bring them to the surface and know the value of them and share them unapologetically, the more that things align for you, the more the universe comes in to support you, the more people are drawn to you, the more money and abundance and success and influence flows your way, right? So I'm seeing, especially with the king being control and reversal of fortune and this sword breaking apart here, I'm just seeing that these are, again, like the old wounded masculine energies falling apart, and especially for you in some area of your life where like you felt like you had to fit a mold or play by some rules that don't feel good to you, or approach money in a way that doesn't feel good to you, approach business or career, or hold on to jobs that don't feel good to you and aren't aligned with your authentic true self. It's like that's all falling away for you. And I see that it for some of you, this might be a crumbling and kind of almost a tower moment kind of situation where there's this crumbling of the old, like, the old way of doing money isn't working for you before. So the way that you've made money before that maybe didn't always feel fully authentic to you, or it did in some ways, but there were these little ways where you were still watering yourself down, compromising on what you actually wanted to say, right? Like, those things, they might have worked for you before, but they're starting to make you less and less money. Like if you're an entrepreneur, maybe business is slowing down, or it feels harder to get clients using those same strategies that have never quite felt right to you or kind of burn you out a little bit. So that's quite possible. I also am seeing, like, if you're in a job, like staying in a job and not speaking up for what you know you need, like needs to be said, or not asking for what you want and just kind of keeping your head down and being quiet, and that wounded, almost feminine too, of like I can't say what I want to say. I just saw 444, so there's some confirmation there for some of you. But a lot of you, it's that, you know, there are areas in your business or career where you're like, I have to work harder, I have to sacrifice and work at this job I hate in order to make enough money, or in order to be comfortable in life. And it's like all of that is starting to no longer work anymore. And that can be really frustrating, but it's actually good news, because it means like there's more and more space and more energetic capacity and compatibility in the world for you to be more of your true self. Like the Hecate is saying, because she illuminates quite a bit, right? With her torches in the underworld, with the darkness, like she illuminates quite a bit that's hidden. And she's showing that there's just these little parts of yourself that have been hidden away. You might not even be conscious of where you've done that. And even if you've done a lot of shadow work, you've done a lot of healing work, and you've unearthed parts of yourself that weren't authentic, that were conditioned by society in a way that was inauthentic to you, there's always deeper you can go with that. We always get closer and closer to the truth of ourselves in our lifetimes if we're willing to, if we're looking to do that. And I mean that what's happening right now is just an opportunity for you to get closer and closer to who you are and how you actually want to make money, how you want to show up at work, what you want to be doing to make money. Stuff 555, yep. There's just a lot of what maybe kept you comfortable but kept you small is starting to fall away. All right. And so that's what these two cards are telling me. Now we have the puppeteer card here with explanations and apologies. I'm getting that also you're going to be getting some apologies soon. Like the more that you start to just let these old paradigms and old toxic masculine energies around money and limiting beliefs around money, around hustle and burnout and sacrifice and struggle and fitting into boxes that were never meant for you, like the more you let all that go where your money and career is concerned, then the more you're actually going to start to, receive apologies and explanations from other people, maybe from your parents who you maybe adopted some of these beliefs from that have kept you kind of boxed in, maybe from coworkers who once you felt like were talking bad about you or were working against you, and now they're coming around and they're on your side and they're apologizing or explaining. You might get explanations from people in your life who you feel like maybe had some sort of control, or, maybe you felt like had control over how you had to show up in order to make money, right? Like your boss or something like that. Could also be, I'm seeing parents as well for some of you. So there's explanations that are due to you and apologies owed to you that are going to come through. I also see you apologizing to yourself more. So I'm getting this guidance from Hecate of maybe some inner child healing as well, right? A little bit of inner child healing around where you need to maybe explain or apologize to your inner child as to why you maybe gave up on that dream, or, put aside the things that felt good to you and ignored your inner guidance and what they wanted because you were told that's what you had to do to make money, right? So there's some kind of like apologies to be received and also apologies to give to yourself. That's what I'm getting. Let's see what else we have for deck 2 from Hecate, or deck 3 from Hecate. We have the Rogue. Yeah. This has been kind of the energy of a lot of the readings underneath it all. And then we have Rebirth. Well, that's beautiful. The Rogue card is all about just divine redirection, but it just appears as, like a setback or a something that's not desired at first glance, and then you look at it and you're like, wow, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. So again, whatever is kind of like maybe frustrating you right now, or things that once worked in your business or career or around your finances and are no longer working, it might feel frustrating that it's falling apart, that it's not working, that it's stagnating, but it's like it's happening to force you into no longer hiding your true self, into taking that mask off, right? And I'm getting that like a few years down the road, you're going to look back on where you are right now with all of this that's happening and what's falling away, beliefs, habits, ways of being, ways of making money, and all the way that that's transforming. You're going to look back on this in a few years and be like, wow, thank God that happened so that I couldn't hide anymore, because I could have just kept hiding. That's the thing. When we're really comfortable, even if we're not happy, but we're comfortable, especially financially, or we think we could be worse off and we don't want to risk that, we just stay exactly where we are and we don't find those deeper truths of ourselves. We don't peel back the next layer. We stay stuck. Like comfort in a way, especially when it comes to growth and to money, is kind of the most dangerous thing. Because when you feel like you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. But when you feel like you have a good amount to lose, why would you risk it to try to gain a little bit more? But the truth is there's so much more that's available to you, and you don't have to give up what you already have. And if you do, it's because something even better is waiting for you. So the universe is saying, like, and Hecate's really showing me with this Rogue card of like, there's just been, I'm seeing so much happening in your life recently that just makes you feel like things are falling apart, especially where your finances or your abundance or your success is concerned. But so much just feels like it's falling apart and impacting those areas of your life. But it's all to kind of get you to pay attention to where you've maybe put yourself in a box and asking you to get out of the box. And as soon as you do that, the apologies, the explanations start coming in, and then you go through a rebirth, which makes sense because as you do that, you're going to have to go through an ego death. Like that's what I'm getting. I see an ego death ahead for you. The truth is every time we work on ourselves, we do any sort of self-development, any mindset work, any self-concept work, anytime we embody the version of us who has the wealth we desire, all that, when you do that long enough and permanently enough, you have to go through an ego death. Every little change of yourself is a little ego death. I'm seeing a pretty significant one coming up for you. And ego deaths can kind of suck sometimes. Like, I'll be honest with you. They can kind of feel a little crummy because part of you is dying, like an old identity is dying. But if you want a new identity and you want a new reality, you can't cling to the old one. You have to let it fall away. You have to let it die. So everything that's happening now is like, it's just meant to help you get closer to the truth of who you are, who you came here to be on a soul level, and to the version of you who's going to be able to make more and more money by being themselves, right? But in order to be that person, to be reborn as that person, you have to be willing to let the old version of you who doesn't believe those things or has little things that are incompatible with that to fade away, right? And that's the hardest thing. That's like the last thing our ego wants to do is feel like it's dying, right? Like that's why it is our friend in a way. It's trying to protect us. It's trying to keep us safe, because if it changes, it sees it as a death, right? As a death of its current self, of its identity. And so I just saw 1133 for you. So that's some repeating numbers. So it's like there's just so much that is ready to be stripped away, to be released, to let go of, in terms of how you see yourself and the rules you think you have to play by to make money. And as you do that, as you make that shift, by really just asking, like, what feels right to me? What feels good to me? What do I truly want? What's on my heart? And you actually trust and follow those things, then the more you're going to have an easier time going through this rebirth and becoming more of who you desire to be rather than who you think you have to be to make more money. I saw 1212, so that's amazing. You were born to be more than this, is what I'm getting. I always say when I see 1212 often, it's like you were born to do this, because that's my birth date is December 12th, so it's 1212. So it's often, universe's way of telling me, like, this is something someone was born to do. You were born to evolve into, in this lifetime, this higher version of yourself, this version of you who can hold more wealth in a way that's more authentic to you, where you don't have to compromise parts of yourself to have the success or abundance that you desire. Yeah, that's beautiful. You're born to do that. You're meant to do that in this lifetime. That's like a given for you. And I see that coming up very soon for you. Wow. Mushroom magic. We have communication, exploring new states of consciousness, untapped potential. Very interesting, because in deck 2, we had another card come up out of a different deck that was all about communication. So you might, if you were drawn to deck 2, go back and watch that one. You don't have to, but if you were drawn to it, I'm just getting that's that sign to go check that out. But yeah, with exploring new states of consciousness, untapped potential, communication, I'm getting that there's actually quite a bit of guidance for you on the other side of the veil, meaning like quite a bit of guidance for you from other entities, deities, guides, angels. Hecate is saying, since you're here on this reading, for many of you, if you feel the call to work with her, to communicate with her, to have her guide you, she's available for that. So that's special. But really, like, the reason this is coming through, I can't stop. I've had this card come up before in readings, and every time the meaning is always a little bit different. And for you today, what I'm getting is, with the mushroom, with mushrooms as a plant, right? Like, each mushroom is actually like, isn't it like a blossom of the underground, like, plant or like fungi, right? Like, and it's all like connected, and it's the mycelium network underground, like, just connects so much, all these mushrooms together, and just, it goes beyond what we can see, and it's so connected, right? And so there's just a lot of support for you that you can't see right now. Like, there's a lot of support behind the scene. There's a lot of support from your spirit guides. You are incredibly supported. I see you actually have more spirit guides than most people do, because again, you came to this life with such a big mission, and you have so much potential that you haven't tapped into. And again, like, everything that's happening right now is happening to almost, like, I could see you going through a kind of spiritual awakening potentially for some of you. That could be part of your rebirth. But everything that's happening right now is pushing you towards this almost point where you open yourself up to a new level of support from the universe, from those who you can't see, also from the people around you, right? Wow, we just had 2 more cards play out, so we're going to take both of these. But that's really the big thing that I'm seeing there. I'm seeing aquamarine and white lily. Go with the flow. Divine Mother. Shekinah flow. Detach. Very interesting that we have, like, Divine Mother, because I was talking about those divine feminine energies quite a bit, and that was a lot in that video I did, the deeper one on Hecate's general channeled message that I mentioned at the beginning of this reading. But there's so much with the divine feminine rising right now, and really the message I'm getting here is so much about nourishing the truer parts of yourself, the unseen parts of yourself, and your connection with the unseen support in your life. So again, spirit guides, things like that, non-physical. Also, like deepening into your spirituality, perhaps. But I'm also getting, even connecting with the other people in your life, that it could be women, could be other people who identify as women. It could also just be like, I'm getting more so just people who are more balanced in their divine feminine energy, so that you can be in that energy as well, right? But really, I'm almost getting, it's so interesting because Hecate is showing me how you're at this point where everything's happening to redirect you to have this kind of huge rebirth and really become a new version of yourself in this lifetime. But you don't need to do anything to get there other than stop not being you, right? Other than taking the mask off, other than being honest with yourself about, where have I not been fully true to who I am? Where am I still hiding or watering down parts of myself? Especially because I think that's how I have to make money or be successful or achieve these goals or desires I have. And we also have Golden Apple, rewriting Queen Codes, her story, healing distortion. Again, so much around feminine energy is coming up right now to be healed. This is the thing, you get to write your story moving forward. You even get to rewrite your past and talk about how things have happened to redirect you to where you are now, which is redirecting you to where you need to be later, right? And to this huge rebirth and new level of abundance. But I'm also getting that you get to write your story in the future, is what Hecate is saying. You get to write your story into the future. You get to choose how your story unfolds. Again, the way to do this is by being fully true to yourself and seeing where that takes you. But you get to write that story. You don't have to let society write the story of how it has to look for you. Like, your rise to success, your rise to fame, your rise to wealth does not have to look like everyone else's. It gets to be your own story that you write the way you want to write it, the way that's true and authentic to you. And so that's really, I think, a lot of what Hecate is trying to say here and communicate with you is like, everything comes back to being authentically you. Everything comes back to being the truest version of you and following what feels right to you, what feels exciting to you, what feels intuitively correct to you, flowing with that rather than trying to just force yourself to do the things that you were taught you have to do in order to make money, no matter how bad they feel to you, right? Like, honoring your true self and seeing how that truly causes you to be reborn into a different version of you who's far more capable and compatible with wealth in amazing ways. And I'm seeing that, like, it's interesting because I'm getting so much guidance for you around what you need to do in order to get to this point of having kind of this rebirth and dropping the masks. I'm not getting a lot right now on what it's going to look like after you go through this rebirth. And Hecate is sharing with me that's because what's coming, if she told you, you wouldn't even believe it. And I get that it's good, right? Like, the whole point is that this message is to help you reach more abundance. So we can assume that's part of what's on the other side of this rebirth. But she's saying there's so much more abundance, so much more goodness, more than you can imagine on the other side of this rebirth, on the other side of you taking off your masks, on the other side of you peeling back that layer deeper and truly honoring all parts of yourself. It's very interesting. That doesn't happen often. I can, if I ask or try, I can kind of prod a little farther into the future, but she's just showing me like this, it's not even a blank wall. I'll tell you like what it is. And I've had this before with her and with other guides. When they don't want to show me something, it's like this whiteness that just bleeds into like as far as I can see. And then it's just like a white light that blinds out, like blots out everything else. And there's something there beyond it, but I can't see it. It's almost like a mist or a fog. It's just this blinding white light. And it's like, they don't need to, like, the less you know about who you're going to become, the better, because then the more authentically you can become that version of you. Because if I tell you right now who that authentic version of you is and how you need to become it and what life's going to look like for them, you might start fitting yourself into that box, whether consciously or not. And so I'm getting like, don't even tell them what that looks like. Tell them how to get there, right? Like, letting go of the masks. I feel like that can be maddening sometimes. Sometimes you're like, just tell me how I make all the money. You make it naturally the more that you start being you, right? And you're going to transform so much in a more authentic way to you. So that's really exciting. I'm going to channel now from The Way of the Wealthy Woman, which is my part journal, part affirmation book, part guided meditations, part writings and channeled writings on wealth, right? Like, it's a whole lot of things in in this book that are all designed to help you activate and amplify abundance. And so I am going to flip to a random page and see what guidance is coming through from Hecate for you in that way. So I'm going to grab all the pages and close my eyes. Let's see what deck 3 needs to hear from Hecate around money or success. Ooh, okay. Letting myself dream big here. These are some prompts. Letting myself dream big here. What abundance do I desire to have in my wildest dream? What is every single thing I desire to have? And then what is a very detailed description of my next stage of abundance? One between where I am now and my big vision, right? So this is asking you to get clear on your like big vision for what you want with your abundance or career. And this prompt is asking you to look at just your next stage of abundance, right? And get clear on both of those. I love this because I feel like that actually answers exactly what I was not being shown to tell you, instead guiding you to find it for yourself. So beyond this rebirth, right? To see what's on the other side of that, you have to figure that out for you, right? Because it's a general reading. So you individually need to go do that. So you can journal on or just reflect on like this question here. Letting myself dream big. What abundance do I desire to have in my wildest dreams? What is everything I desire to have? And then once you've done that, and I just saw 2222 on my phone, so this is some beautiful confirmation that these will be very potent prompts for you. Then the next prompt is, what is a very detailed description of my next stage of abundance? One between where I am now and my big vision, right, from the previous question. And I'm getting that why Hecate is guiding us to this right now is to help you see how far you can go and how big and great things can be on the other side of this rebirth once you're fully authentically all of you, but also asking you to dream in alignment with the most authentic part of yourself, right? But then also letting you just see who you need to maybe become next, because when we go through a big rebirth, sometimes we're kind of left in a void state afterwards. We're kind of like, who am I becoming now? Where it's part of the rebirth sometimes is like this void state, which is a lot of honestly what we found in deck 1. So I know I already told you deck 2. If you were also called to deck 1, go check that out if that resonates more with you. But again, I think you're getting everything you need right here if you feel complete with this. But sometimes through a rebirth or on the other side of it, we end up in a void state. And that guidance that just came through from those prompts that Hecate guided us towards, she's telling me that's how you avoid a prolonged void state. Wow, which I wish I'd known personally years ago, but that's great insight. Is that as you go through this rebirth, you can avoid being in a prolonged, unnecessarily long void state. Sometimes we need a little bit of a void state where we don't really know who we are, what we're doing, and we're trying to figure out who we become and what we want, what we're manifesting. But in order to not stay there longer than you need to, she said, just be clear on what the next, like the big thing is, then the next thing. The big, fully expanded, fully authentic, fully wealthy version of you beyond your wildest dreams. But then also just like that next step, that next level of abundance, one step up from where you are now. And when you can just focus on that, you can step by step come out of a void state and more clearly define yourself and find yourself in a way that's truly authentic for you. So that's very beautiful. And that's some really helpful advice. So if you've been in a void state, also if this is kind of like, yeah, this is what's been happening and now I'm here, that's your next step, right? So journal on those prompts if you feel called to. I'm going to get some last guidance for you and just an affirmation card real quick to round out this reading with. See what last guidance. Deck 3 is, I choose love no matter what. So interesting too, because of where you are with any sort of, like old paradigms falling away or, feeling, maybe in the void or feeling like you're being redirected in a kind of uncomfortable way, or that you're going through an uncomfortable rebirth or, ego death. The guiding light is always choosing love, no matter what. Love for others, sure, but mostly, again, love for yourself. This is a theme that has also popped up through the other 2 readings, but love for yourself, right? Like choosing love for yourself, love for your desires, love for the circumstances, love for even, I'm getting for you, deck 3, choosing love for the past versions of yourself and for who you are now, even though you're about to outgrow this version of you and to change very drastically and rapidly. But it's time to choose from love for yourself. Choose love. Choose to love yourself. Choose to love each stage of life you're in. Choose to love the hard parts because they give away to the really, really good parts, right? So, yeah. Wow. There's a lot here. You're going to be going through some big changes. big changes in your career and your finances and the kind of person you are and how much you can hold wealth and abundance and call it in. It's a lot of what we're seeing here. And truly, I'm just seeing that on the other side of it, you're making so much more money being authentic to you. What that looks like, that's up to you. And those journaling prompts we channeled for you, right? But in the future, you can't make money as easily without being authentic to you. It's almost kind of like a prerequisite for abundance in this new paradigm that we're all moving into. And I see that you're really close to that and probably closer than any of the other decks to that particular paradigm shift. Each deck was kind of closer to a different type of paradigm shift around money than the others. But for you, very clearly, it's like you are so much closer, deck 3, to truly understanding and being able to lock in and anchor in this new paradigm around money of like, I get paid for being me. I get paid to do what is true to me. And that's a fact of my life. And the more you anchor that in, the more that becomes a reality for you. And the more people that do that individually, the more that becomes a reality for the collective. So very exciting. You're kind of on the leading front of that. So my loves, deck 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated. Thank you so much. So much to those of you who comment on these videos. Your comments really mean a lot to me. Now you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings, subliminals, and videos and other tools for abundance. If you want more tools for manifesting money at your fingertips, be sure to check out my November sale. So like I said earlier, all month long, my signature offers around money are on sale. This includes my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck and my journal, which we used earlier. This also includes my private and group mentorship, which is the highest way to work with me. That is high-level success mentorship. So if you want to check that out, spots are limited and prices will probably never be this low again to work this closely with me. We also have my most popular human design programs on sale for you. And I've even got some exclusive goodies for those of you who enroll in the Wealth Vibe membership by the end of the month. That's like the coolest one, that the perk that's there is that when you enroll as an annual member by the end of November for the Wealth Vibe, you get free access in December to a brand new money manifesting program that I'm creating called Opening the Money Channel, which is going to be so powerful and I'm so excited for it. But this level of sale only happens twice a year in my business, so you don't want to miss it. So go click the link in the description and pin comment to shop all the sales I've got for you during the month of November. And with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye.